Now, it's set to be one of the most spectacular weddings the United States has ever seen, with a star-studded guest list and rumours that it's cost £3 million.
Well, later today, Chelsea Clinton will tie the knot with her long-term boyfriend, Marc Mezvinsky. And for many Americans, it's the equivalent of a royal marriage. Well, Gloria Riviera from ABC and wedding planner Mark Niemierko are here. Gloria, how big is this going to be in the States today?
Well, for Americans, it's the closest thing we have to a royal wedding. So you've seen the interest grow and grow and grow. And today's the day. There's been a bit of secrecy, but the Clintons have also given a few details over the last week or so, just enough to have everybody on the edge of their seat today.
Mark, what an extraordinary wedding to plan. I mean, in your line of business, imagine sitting around a table with the various protagonists in advance of the wedding. How's it going to be? Who has the say?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one big seating plan that I wouldn't necessarily want to be organising. But it would be an amazing wedding, I'm sure. Jeff Leatham's doing the flowers, who's the George Cinq in Paris regular florist. So
I heard the flowers alone, £320,000. Would that be a realistic figure? Knowing what you do
for that number of people and for the scale of who her parents are, for sure, I think that's quite reasonable.
Surely this is what the public in America, if everyone's going to be keeping such a keen eye, they would expect an extravaganza like this, wouldn't they?
Well, it's the Clintons, so yes, very much. They like to do things big, and a lot of people say, you know, this is a chance for Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton to put their best face forward. And even the critics of the Clintons come together when they say they've done a very good job with Chelsea. And there's a soft spot in Americans' hearts for Chelsea, from this gawky teenager to this very poised young woman, very private. But as every bride knows, it's not all about you on your wedding day.
Well, let's have a look. I mean, we can see some of this sort of journey, because maybe people remember the very earliest images with her dad when she was just a tiny baby. There we go. And it is so extraordinary to have your life documented in that way, isn't it?
It very much is. You know, she went to the White House when she was just 12 years old, and she was there for 8 years. Of course, a lot of Americans remember during the height of the Monica Lewinsky scandal, she really held her parents together. She was that icon.
Socks the cat.
Yes, Socks the cat. And there she is, a little bit older, growing up, the grace that she really has.
She's really become elegant, I think, over the time, and you know, she's meant to be rumoured to be wearing Vera Wang and her mother in Oscar de la Renta, so let's see.
She's put a very different face forward compared to, say, the Bush children, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. You know, Jenna Bush was married during the end of her father's presidency, and that was a very public wedding. She was in Vogue magazine, and she was happy to discuss the details. Chelsea, not so. However, they are getting married just 2 hours from New York, so it could have been a small private wedding, but really, she does remind me more of a JFK Jr., who maintained sort of some secrecy, some privacy.
You need to be on this wedding list, don't you? If you're anyone in the States. We're not.
The only people, one or two people literally have said they're not invited, specifically President Obama, who was questioned about it directly, wasn't it? They said, are you invited? No, you're not going, you know, it's not something I was invited to. But those who do go, presumably, you were suggesting earlier, they don't have to sign anything as such. It'll just be a sort of given that
it'll be a secret. So they won't necessarily know any of the details. Maybe they found out yesterday or today, but it'll all be organised for them. The organisers will be sorting their accommodation, transport. They'll just arrive at the venue and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, and no, there's no sort of, as far as I understand, no legal paperwork that they have to sign. It's just assumed, because you know if you do talk about it, you are probably going to be off that list very quickly. And where many people want to be tonight is in Rhinebeck, New York, enjoying the fireworks that we hear will be on display, on the entertainment, and that AAA guest list that is expected to be there this evening.
And will there be, I mean, pictures? I mean, how does that work? Has anyone got access? Presumably there'd be some that will be made available.
Town of Rhinebeck is swarmed with photographers right now, but we do expect that there will be some official photographs released, and those will be widely distributed. But in terms of any interviews from guests and photographers press will be able to see guests. It's not a large town; it's a small town. But I would be very surprised if anyone breathes a word.
Gloria,
thank you both very much.
Mark,
Nice to see you this morning,
guys.